Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Mrs. English Hub podcast. I am Amelia. Here, we help you learn English in an easy way.
And I am Johnny. It is great to be here with you, Amelia, and with all our listeners. Today, we talk about a very popular topic.
Yes, it is a topic many people discuss. Even my friends talk about it often. It is about a sport. Is it soccer or is it football?
That is a good question, Amelia. Many people wonder about this. We will talk about it clearly today.
We want to hear your thoughts too. Before we start, please help our podcast. Please like this episode and subscribe to the Mrs. English Hub channel. It helps us make more lessons for you.
Thank you for your support. It means a lot to us. So, Amelia, let's begin. What is this sport we are talking about?
It is a team sport. Two teams play against each other. Each team tries to score. They score by putting a ball into the other team's goalpost.
And how do they move the ball? Do they use their hands?
No, not usually. They mostly use their feet. They kick the ball. That is why it is called football in many places.
So the players use their feet for the ball. Is that always true?
Almost always. Only one player on each team can use hands. That player is the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper stands in front of the goal. They stop the ball from going in.
So the goalkeeper is special. They protect the goal. This is a very important rule.
Yes, it makes the game exciting. Players run a lot, they pass the ball, they try to get close to the goal.
This sounds like a simple game, but it is very popular. Billions of people around the world love it.
Yes, it is probably the most popular sport. It is played in almost every country.
But what about the names, soccer and football? Why are there two names for the same sport?
That is the big question. Most countries say football. For example, in Brazil, Germany, France, and all of Europe, they say football.
And in South America too, right? Like Argentina?
Yes, that's right. In South America and Africa, they also say football. It is one word for one sport. Everyone understands it.
But some countries use soccer. Which countries are these?
The United States, Canada, Australia, and South Africa often use the word soccer, so it depends on where you are.
So, for example, in England they say football, but in America they say soccer. Same sport, different words.
Exactly. This is the main point to remember. It's the same game, just different names in different places.
Many people think soccer is an American word. Is this true?
No, that is a common mistake. The word soccer actually comes from England. It has an interesting history.
From England? Wow, that is surprising. Please tell us more, Amelia.
In the past, in England, there were different kinds of football. One was rugby football, another was association football.
So, not just one football.
Right. To make it clear, people made short names. Rugby football became rugger, and association football became soccer.
Soccer is a short word for association football. That is very interesting. So it is Old English slang.
Yes, it is. Later, countries like the USA started playing association football. They used the English slang soccer for it.
And in England, they just kept football. This is good to know. So soccer is not a new word. It is an old word from England.
That's correct. It is a good story to share with your friends. So now you know the history of both words.
This really helps make things clear. So when people in most countries say football, they mean this sport.
Yes, the one with the round ball. The one where players kick the ball into the net.
And when people in the USA say soccer, they also mean this sport. The same sport.
Right. But it gets a little tricky in the USA. They have another sport also called football.
Yes, American football. That is a very different game.
Very different. In American football, players wear helmets and pads. They carry an oval-shaped ball with their hands.
So American football uses hands and a different ball. It is not the same as global football or soccer.
No, it is not. This is important to understand. Soccer is the same as global football, but American football is different.
So, if someone asks me if soccer is different from football, I need to ask them which football.
Exactly. That's a smart way to ask. It helps you understand what they mean.
This really helps clear things up for me. I think it will help our listeners too.
I hope so. We want to make English clear and easy, and we need your help to do that. Please like this episode and subscribe. Your support helps us a lot.
Thank you for helping us grow. Now, let's talk more about the game itself. How does a game start?
A game starts with a kickoff. One team kicks the ball from the middle of the field.
And what is the main goal for the players?
The main goal is to score more points than the other team. Each time the ball goes into the goal, it is 1 point.
So, more goals mean winning the game. How long is a game usually?
A game has 2 halves. Each half is 45 minutes long, so a total of 90 minutes.
That is a long time. Do players get a break?
Yes, they do. Between the 2 halves, there's a short break. It's called halftime.
And who controls the game? Who makes sure players follow the rules?
There is a person called the referee. The referee runs on the field. They watch everything.
The referee has a whistle, right?
Yes, when there's a foul or a rule is broken, the referee blows the whistle.
What happens then?
The game stops. The referee makes a decision. Sometimes a player gets a yellow card or a red card for serious fouls.
What do the cards mean?
A yellow card is a warning. If a player gets 2 yellow cards, it becomes a red card.
A red card means the player must leave the game. They cannot play anymore in that match.
That sounds serious. So rules are important.
Very important. The referee makes sure the game is fair.
What about the field? What does it look like?
It is a big rectangular field. It is usually green grass. There are lines on the field. They show different areas.
Like a big rectangle with white lines?
Exactly. At each end of the field, there is a goal. It is a big net.
And that is where players try to put the ball.
Yes. And there are also lines for a penalty area. This is a special area in front of the goalpost.
What happens in the penalty area?
If a player breaks a rule inside this area, it can be a penalty kick. This is a big chance to score.
So one player kicks the ball towards the goal. Only the goalkeeper is there to stop it.
That's right. It is very exciting for fans.
This game sounds very dynamic. Many things happen fast.
It is. Players need to be strong and fast. They also need to think fast.
What are the players called? Are there special names for their jobs on the field?
Yes, there are. We already talked about the goalkeeper. They defend the goal.
And what about the other players?
There are defenders. They play in front of the goalkeeper. They try to stop the other team from scoring.
So defenders protect their goalpost.
Yes. Then there are midfielders. They play in the middle of the field. They help both defend and attack. They're like the link.
They do a lot of running, I guess.
A lot of running. And finally, there are forwards. They play near the other team's goal. Their main job is to score.
So forwards are the main scorers. Goalkeeper, defenders, midfielders, and forwards. Each job is important.
Every player has a role. They work together as a team. This is a big part of why the sport is so popular.
Teamwork is very important in this sport. This is a good lesson for life, too.
Yes, it is. The game teaches many good things. It teaches how to work together. It teaches how to be fair.
It also teaches how to win and how to lose. Both are important.
Exactly. And this sport brings people together. People from different countries, people who speak different languages.
They all love the same game. That is powerful.
So you can see why it is so popular around the world. It is simple to understand, it is exciting to watch, and it brings people together.
This is really good information. I feel like I understand the game much better now.
I hope our listeners do too. We want you to feel confident talking about this sport. Please like this episode and subscribe to the Mrs. English Hub channel if you are enjoying this lesson. Your likes help us a lot.
Thank you for your continued support. Now, let's practice some English phrases you can use. How can we talk about this sport?
Let's imagine you are talking to a new friend. You can ask them, do you like football? Or do you like soccer?
That is a simple and clear question. What if they ask me?
You can say, yes, I like football very much. Or, no, I don't really watch soccer.
What if I want to tell them about the names?
You can say, in my country, we call it football. Or, in my country, we call it soccer.
That helps, so it is clear which term I use.
Yes. You can also say, I think football is a great sport. Or, in my opinion, soccer is very exciting.
I think and in my opinion are very useful phrases.
They are. They help you share your ideas. You can also talk about your favorite team.
How do I do that?
You can say, my favorite team is... For example, my favorite team is Manchester United.
Or my favorite team is Real Madrid. I understand. That is simple.
Yes. You can also say, I love watching the World Cup. The World Cup is a very big tournament.
When many countries play against each other.
Correct. It happens every 4 years. It is a huge event.
So I can talk about my favorite team. I can talk about big tournaments.
And you can talk about the players. You can say, I like how players work together, or I like the players' skill.
Skill means how good they are at playing.
Yes, that's right. These phrases are simple. They help you talk about the sport easily.
This is very helpful for our English learners. Now, Emmilia, I have an idea for a mini quiz for our listeners.
A quiz? That sounds fun. I like quizzes. What is your first question, Johnny?
Okay, question 1. What is the name of the player who can use their hands in football/soccer? Is it A, a forward, B, a referee, or C, a goalkeeper?
That's a good one. Listeners, think about it. And while you're thinking, please take a moment to like this episode and subscribe to the Mrs. English Hub. We really appreciate your support for these fun quizzes and lessons.
Thank you, Emmilia. And the answer is C, a goalkeeper. Did you get it right? Okay, question 2. In most countries, do they call the sport soccer or football?
Another excellent question. Is it A, soccer, or B, football? Give it a thought.
The answer is B, football. Great job if you knew that. Last question. Question 3. Is American football the same sport as global football/soccer? Is it A, yes, or B, no?
A tricky one for some. Think about the ball and the rules.
The answer is B, no. They are different sports. How did you do, everyone? I hope you got them all correct.
That was a fun quiz, Johnny. It helps our listeners check their understanding.
I think so too. And remember, understanding these differences helps you speak English more clearly.
It truly does. Now, let's imagine a listener sent us a question. Johnny, what question do you think a listener might have about this topic?
Good idea, Emmilia. Maybe a listener asks, I watch a game, sometimes the game stops for a long time. Why?
That is a good question. Sometimes the game stops for a free kick or for an injury.
What is a free kick?
If a player commits a small foul, the other team gets a free kick. They can kick the ball without anyone stopping them right away.
And an injury?
If a player gets hurt, the game stops. Doctors come onto the field to help. It is important for player safety.
So the game stops for fouls or when players are hurt. That makes sense.
Yes, it is part of the game. Another listener might ask, how do I choose a favorite team?
That is a fun question. How would you answer it, Emmilia?
You can choose a team for many reasons. Maybe your city has a team, or your friends like a team, or you like a famous player.
Or maybe you like the team's colors.
Yes, any reason is a good reason. Just pick one you like and enjoy watching them.
That is a great answer. Choosing a team makes watching more exciting.
It does. And remember, everyone, we love your questions. So please like this episode and subscribe to the Mrs. English Hub channel. Send us your questions too.
Your questions help us make better podcasts for you. We really want to hear from you.
So we have talked about a lot today. We talked about soccer and football. We learned they are the same sport.
Yes, but they have different names in different parts of the world, and soccer is an Old English word.
We also talked about the rules of the game, about the ball, the goals, and the players.
And the different jobs players have: goalkeeper, defenders, midfielders, and forwards.
We learned about the referee and the cards, yellow and red cards.
And we practiced some simple English sentences, phrases, to talk about the sport.
Like, I like football very much, or my favorite team is Chelsea. These are good sentences to use.
We also did a fun quiz. I hope everyone learned something new.
I hope so too. Our goal is always to help you speak English better.
And to understand English better. Everyday English for everyday conversations.
This sport is a great topic for many conversations. It helps you connect with people.
Because so many people around the world love it.
So next time you hear soccer or football, you will know the difference. You will understand.
You can also explain it to your friends. You can use your new English words.
That will be great. You will sound very confident.
And confident speaking helps you learn even more.
Yes, confidence is key for learning a new language, so keep practicing.
Keep listening to our podcast and keep trying to speak English.
This is all part of your amazing journey, and we are so happy to be with you.
Thank you for joining us today. This was a fun and interesting talk.
It was, Johnny. And to all our listeners, thank you for being with us. Please like this episode and subscribe to the Mrs. English Hub channel for more lessons. We appreciate you so much.
Yes, please do. Your support means the world to us.
We will be back soon with another topic, another way to help you learn English.
So, until next time, keep learning and keep practicing.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye for now.